Hello, everybody.
We are live. Hi everyone, how are you
Hello.
doing? I hope you're doing well. So, today we'll be discussing about three volumes of Demon Slayer and one volume of Given, which are our monthly manga picks for the host club. And we have our two lovely co hosts here. One of our co hosts couldn't join uh, this time, but so our manga club basically has three volumes, which are like of popular manga, and one volume which is of like a manga which is not that popular. So that is the basic thing. And let the co-host introduce themselves. So over to Kitty.
Hi, my name is Kitty. I'm going to be hosting next month. Over to Steph.
Hi, my name's Steph from Channel Coffee Over Apples, and I read lots of things. Hi, welcome.
Hello.
Thanks for coming.
Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining. Thank you for taking out time of your day to join us. And okay, so before we get into what Demon Slayer and Given is about, I would like Kitty to introduce like about the next month's picks. So over to her again, and she will let you know what other picks for next month.
All right, so in the month of September, we're going to be reading 3 volumes of Komi Can't Communicate and then 1 volume of Chibi Vampire. Komi Can't Communicate is about a girl who cannot speak pretty much. She's too shy, too embarrassed to even speak at all. And that she becomes just she doesn't have any friends, nobody really talks to her, everybody just stays back. And the funny thing is, usually those type of characters, they'll usually get ostracized and called weirdos, but everybody reveres her as some kind of goddess walking around the school. And she eventually makes a friend with somebody, and he realizes that she's not this perfect being. She's just this awkward, shy girl. And he helps her make other friends, and it's very cute and wholesome series. And then Chibi Vampire is about vampires, obviously, but there's a nice little twist. Our main character isn't a vampire who sucks blood. She gives out her own blood, and it actually changes people. And it's a very interesting storyline. So I can't wait for that. And I hope you all enjoy the picks too.
These both
I'm
sound so
quite
wholesome.
yeah. I'm so excited. Literally, like honestly speaking, I love the kind of mangas you pick. I'm really excited to read both of them. Okay, so basically, Demon Slayer is about a main character, Tanjiro, whose sister gets converted into a demon, and he goes on the journey to find out the main guy who has converted her into a demon and to kill him and basically help his sister get back like as a human form. That is the basic premises. And the other manga pick was Given, which is basically about a guy who approaches another guy who is into a band and he wants to learn guitar from him, and it's like he cannot express well, so it's like him coming in terms with his emotions and lot of things, and it deals with a bit heavy topics, so I'll mention the trigger warnings down as well. So those were the things. So I think so let's go with Demon Slayer, and now we'll be like totally getting into spoilers. So if you haven't read them or if you haven't watched the anime, I would say watch it after you have read or watched them. So let's go ahead and discuss. So, how did you find uh, the manga and everything about Demon Slayer? I want to know your thoughts.
Kitty, do you want to go first?
Oh, Steph, you looked like you were rearing to go. You had.
Listen, I feel so bad.
You don't have to feel bad about anything. It's okay.
Because I feel like every time there's a really popular manga where everyone's like, I love it, I'm just like, no. I did not enjoy it. But I do want to watch the anime because I've been hearing everyone say that the anime is better.
Mm-hmm.
But this was like middle of the road for me.
Okay, about the anime being better, it follows pretty well alongside the story of the manga. So if you have issues with the storyline, it's not going to be different. If anything, I would say watch it for the art then in your case. Because it is really unique. Yeah, it's really pretty style.
Okay,
Exactly.
good to know.
Especially the movie. The movie was done really well.
Yep. I have to watch the movie yet. So, yep. Anime was good. And okay, so here's the thing. I have watched the anime as well as read the manga. So, I mean, I would agree with, like, I had not thought about, like, in detail when I was watching the anime because I was watching for the animation, and I would definitely say that I had, like, it took me time getting into the story because honestly speaking, it didn't exactly attract my attention at that point. But then when I rewatched it with a friend, it kind of, like, I went on and I liked it because the animation was good. But then when I read the manga, it felt so easy. Like, I know anime can be easy because it's fantasy and everything, but then if someone's writing a shonen manga, I expect a bit more challenge, bit more sense, because, like, if you see, we have the water styles that he does with the blade, right? So that was literally felt so, how did he learn all that? Like, there was no mention of that. How did he exactly get to the point where he learned all these styles? Because he was just mentioning this style, that style. Because when I see a shonen anime or manga, I need to know how they went, what process they went through. I know that might take the series to go on longer, I get that, but I want to know, because that is the struggle I'm looking for, to understand and see whether the characters, like, how and why they got to know through what. Because I kind of compare shonen animes to, like, stuff like Naruto and, like other stuff, because they actually show how the characters or the main character learns a particular technique, which was, like, I felt it wasn't here. And one more thing that I felt was, which I never, like, noticed in the anime, was that it literally didn't show, like, for example, he had to pass the demon slayer test, right, by cutting the boulder. I mean, I get it, but at the same time, just cutting the boulder, like, it didn't make sense to me. Like,
I feel like if you compare it to, for example, this, I don't think it's spoilery at all, like, because it's in, like, the first volume of One Punch Man. But, like, One Punch Man is, we know it's satire, right? We know it's meant to be a comedy and things are going to be ridiculous. So when he trains so hard that he gets super strong by doing something as basic as, like, push-ups, sit-ups, crunches, whatever, we don't question how he got to this, like, god level, because it's a comedy. It's supposed to be, like, exaggerated and funny. But this anime, I felt, was trying to be more serious.
exactly.
And so because it was trying to be more serious, when it was just like, oh yeah, he trained for a year until he could cut a boulder, and now he has, like, all these really cool powers, and I'm just like, wait, that makes absolutely no sense.
Because when, like, I did not, like, I'm not kidding, I was just watching the whole anime for the animation. Now that I realized, yes, storyline was there, like, I was focusing, okay, what is going to happen, this, that. But then now when I was, like, going through your, like, people texting on the Discord and everything, I was like, yeah, this doesn't make sense. Like, there are so many loopholes. I was wondering, did the mangaka felt lazy not to draw such things, like how he went through what process and everything? Because there is no other explanation for it. Like, I mean, I get it. He might be like how to show it and everything, which is totally fine. But then, being watching a lot of shonen animes have made me, like, wonder, how did that happen? How did this happen? So that got me, like, this thing. So, Kitty, I want to hear your thoughts, because,
Oh,
like,
I was gonna bounce off of what you two were talking about. So I remember I was talking to my friend about it, and she absolutely loves the series as well. We were talking about the mangaka, and we found out, like, the entire series is like 23 volumes, and it was written in only a couple of years. They just banged the volumes out and was like, all right, done. That's it. Masterpiece. Let's pack it up, boys. And then they were just done with it. And I think that's really, because usually for manga, it takes a while for like the original Japanese version to be translated to English, and that's after a couple of years of it already being published. Not and then it gets translated to English, and then it still takes years for all those volumes to get translated and still be produced. This one, it's very quick for such a long series to get produced. Like One Punch Man's been going on for a number of years, and they've only now published, I think, about 21 or 22 volumes. So I think that's why a lot of it was rushed, and we don't see a lot of those actual training sequences because of how much they crammed into such a short period of time and such a short amount of volumes. I think a more appropriate length for this would have definitely been in the 40s or 50s for length for volumes in this, for certain.
Hi, Rachel. Rachel is our
Everybody,
other.
blow kisses for Rachel.
Yeah. So that makes sense. I mean, totally. Like like it. She says it felt so rushed, and training arcs are some of honestly like same because you see the struggle and you kind of relate because you're like it kind of makes them feel so human and like I felt the main character Tanjiro was human, but then in a way I didn't because he was like, I have this technique up my sleeve, I can just randomly do this technique and be okay. Yes, there were fights, he had hard times, but he had all the techniques up his sleeve. Like, no, this doesn't make sense to me. And I mean, I am interested to know like what happens. I am okay, but now I'm like I would rather focus on the anime than the manga because I feel since the animation's too good, like really it's really good. I really enjoyed because of the animation. So I feel I rather would like focus on the anime than the manga for like whatever however the series goes on and stuff like that. And Steph, you should definitely watch the anime.
I for sure will at least be checking out the anime because I need to know. I need to know what the hype is.
You just want to fit in with everybody else.
Yeah, but then I would definitely say that did a pretty good job in like copying the like the whole storyline because a lot of mangas like a lot of animes they don't do that and it's really frustrating at times. So and season 2 is coming out like I think so next year. Yeah, it's coming out next year. So I'm kind of excited to see how it goes on.
Yeah. And like also I think this might have been in volume 2. Might have been in volume 2, I think. That like he trained our main character, I don't even remember his name, trained with that one Tanjiro trained with that one guy for like so long and then they fought that monster.
Urodaku sensei.
Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Trained with and then there was that monster that like absorbed all of the past trainees like when he went to go do like the final test, whatever, found out that all the trainees got absorbed, but then he was the one to finally do it. Like, but they all got trained by the same guy. So, like, what was so special?
Exactly.
So,
like, I feel like anime does it better. Not kidding, because in anime, okay, should I leave it for you to see it, or should I tell you?
No, you can tell me. I'll still watch it.
Okay, so basically, in anime, they show that his sense of smell is good and since his sense of smell is good and even his breathing technique like when he puts his technique in play he can actually see a thread of line which shows the weak spot of the enemy, which I don't think so other people had because when I don't know if that is the reason, but I feel that is because whenever like if I see other people, what do you say, other people fight, they don't have that sense of like that thread coming out like imaginary basically, and them like basically seeing what is the weak point of the enemy. So I feel that is which manga doesn't show it accurately and anime does.
It's also really build up of that because it's a plot flow. Yes.
Yes.
I agree. What?
Exactly.
But that Rachel's question is exactly what I was thinking, though.
How can you
A
smell a weak spot?
little backstory would be good. The anime showed the how he was kind better than them, and also, yeah, I would agree.
Mhm.
I definitely agree. Like, they show him more human compared to like other Demon Slayer, because like literally they show him like telling, let the soul of the demon rest in peace, because according to him demons were human before, like they weren't they aren't just demons. So like I feel, yeah, definitely I feel anime does it better.
Yeah, he has the instincts of just a hawk. And it's just like,
Exactly.
all right.
Yep.
How old is he technically? What, 15 years old, I
Something
think?
like that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he ages. It's technically, what was it, like, over the first 3 volumes were over like what, a 2-year span or
Well,
1
probably like
2-year span or something. So
I
I think
just never met a teenager with instincts like that before. So I mean, I know.
show me one, I'll be impressed.
Yeah.
Let's just say I don't know how any backstory can make smelling human. Actually, yeah. I mean, totally.
For real. Like, maybe if they had something where, since he has such a good nose, like different kinds of demons have different kinds of smells, or
Mhm.
something more descriptive that would give him like, okay, it smells like this, and after researching or training or whatever, he'd be like, oh, I know that smell equates this like weakness or like whatever or
That
something.
kind of
Like,
reminds
give
me
me some
how,
strategy.
like, when assassins get trained, they'll like taste poisons or like dose themselves slowly over time to get used to that. It's like, yeah, I would like to see that kind of equivalent, like you were saying, over time for his training too, not just. I know.
Okay, guys, we have a question. Who is the best character in this manga?
Ooh, Inosuke.
Which one is that?
Okay,
can't remember.
Inosuke was that bore head kind of guy who
Oh
was
yeah.
like in the end of the volume 3 they show like he just like randomly runs uh out to kill that the demon with the drums. Like, you
Mhm.
remember that guy who's like, I'm gonna kill and stuff.
Mhm.
But for me, it was Zenitsu. Will be, he's so cute and adorable, but then he's so powerful as well. Like, the guy who is like really short and he's like, oh my god, please save me. And like, he even like was like, I wanna marry this girl. Why are you taking me away from her? I'm gonna die soon. But his powers are so cool. But okay, can I? Okay, I don't want to spoil you for the anime, because like in volume 4 they show how actually his volume 4 and 5 they show actually his powers cultivate, like how powerful he becomes when and how. So I don't want to spoil it, but then he's a really interesting character. I feel like he's more interesting than Tanjiro. Not kidding. Yeah, Rachel agrees.
I have a couple votes for Zenitsu.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Zenitsu is definitely. I mean, he does have like a
And
pretty. Him and
see,
Inosuke end up having
very
some pretty sad backstories later on, and you're like, ooh, damn.
Yep. So, what did you guys think of Nezuko? I have another loophole that I found, and it was like after like I read mangas, I was just like reading, and I was like, "What is going on?" Because I don't know, my brain was working a lot at that time. So, what did you guys think of? Uh,
I think Nezuko might be my favorite character just because I found them the most interesting and like what's trying to like, oh, what's gonna happen.
mhm.
I didn't understand how, or maybe it like went over my head that because I know at one point they were talking about how demons need to eat and if they don't, they like die or something, which
Yeah,
hasn't been
exactly.
for a while. So like,
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, pretty much. She
I
pretty
think
much
so.
is what
She
he meant.
wears it because yeah, she that basically stops her from like getting like when she smells blood, she might have the urge to kill humans. So I think so that stops her from eating people. But one more loophole that I felt was, a obviously how is she surviving without human blood or anything like that. And second was what is going on with her, because I know she's different and everything. She doesn't uh, like she's different from other demons and she doesn't attack demons on spot. And even that sensei, Orodoki sensei, he kind of spellsbound her, like, puts a spell on her. But again, how does she heal so quickly? Because if you remember in the third volume, they had this thing wherein the demon healer, she puts the medicine inside her body for her leg to heal when she kicks the ball, if you guys remember. She kicks the ball and her legs gets torn apart. Now she just put that thing to heal her leg. How did her leg get so powerful? She's not drinking blood. Okay, she took just the healing medicine. What is going on? That kind of makes sense to me. Really.
How is she? Okay, if she's not having human blood, is she eating normal food? Can demons eat normal food? How is she still alive? What? They literally said, okay, you've been training for a year and she hasn't eaten human blood in a year, but we don't get an explanation.
Yeah, wasn't she also just technically asleep too? So she was just, I think they said that's her sleeping was a reason as to why.
Yeah, see,
it still doesn't make sense. I'm saying, I know for a fact that I can't just sleep and gain, filled with nutrients for sure.
So if that's the case, are there lots of demons who get to just sleep and not eat human blood and get to live amongst the humans and things like that? So what is that a normal occurrence?
I feel what made her resist might be her human emotions. I don't know how that came to play. That is the only explanation I can think of, because I think so whenever this was even before she kills, gets the spell on her, I feel it's more to do with her human emotions still intact, even though she was bit by a demon. That's all I can give an explanation of, even though I didn't write the manga. But still, I feel that is the only explanation. And Rachel says, but honestly, I feel like it was just where everything. True.
Yeah.
But I feel Nezuko was in anime, they show her really cute. She's adorable. Not kidding. She's literally so adorable. There are really all kind of moments. But then when I'm reading manga, I'm like, okay, what is going on? This doesn't make sense at all. So yeah.
Also, side note, this might just be a personal thing that I didn't like. Isn't Nezuko supposed to be 11 or 12? She's younger than Tanjiro, right?
Yeah.
His younger sister. So she's supposed to be 11.
She doesn't look like it, because
she doesn't look like she's 11, even though I'm pretty sure somewhere they said that she's a preteen. And also there was a little bit of fan service scenes where it was you could her leg is blocking so you can't see her panties. I'm like, dude, she's 11.
I didn't even think about it.
First part was I didn't get it. Okay, initially when they show Nezuko, she's this really pretty young lady kind of. If you remember, she had all this bun done up and everything, and she looked so much elder to Tanjiro, and that kind of confused me. Even in anime, that is this the same Nezuko? And Rachel says, I kind of think Demon Slayer has to be treated more like shonen, whether. Yeah, I mean, true. And then she says, whereas something more like Tokyo Ghoul can be analyzed because it focuses. Yep. I mean, I feel we are more dragged towards such thing which are at high stakes kind of. There are no, what do you say? There should be the high stakes involved, because or else you won't feel that rush of energy to read the manga, because if it's all so easy and going, you just know, yeah, this is gonna happen. Even though they're showing the fight, he's anyways gonna win. What's the thing?
I feel I don't think it's on the readers to make that decision. I feel the mangaka sets the stage for us, right? Because just think I'll use a different example aside from what we've mentioned so far. Just think about when we read oh my gosh, what's the one that Rachel chose for us? The comedy that was 4 panels. Nozaki-kun, right? Like,
Yeah.
you knew that it was extremely exaggerated, extremely satirical. So
Yeah.
like you take everything with a grain of salt and you're just like in it for the ride because that's the way it was set up for us. Whereas this manga was set up from the beginning of like, we're in this world where there's demons, people are dying. Like it's really heavy topics that it's trying to consider, and it didn't give any opportunities for like lightheartedness. So we're going to go into it with more of an analytical, serious like mindset of like, okay, if this is supposed to be like more of an adult topic, we're talking about like moms dying and children dying and like blood and gore and all this stuff, then we're going to be looking for like logical transitions in scenes. So like if you want me to kind of suspend belief, then give me opportunities where it's okay for me to suspend belief so I can then carry that over into the more serious sections. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Oh no, it makes perfect sense. I'm
Makes
following
sense.
100%.
Like I feel the build-up was good. Like initially the build-up was good, but then I just have to say the anime does it better for some reason, because I know it's the same manga thing, but like I feel visually it becomes more appealing when you watch it on anime. I'm so sorry, I'm just repeating the one same sentence, but like I would still stand the anime is better, and it definitely portrays a lot of emotions that the manga wasn't able to show. And yeah, I feel that is there. Like, you can at sometimes feel the stakes are high sometimes, like, because I feel with the sound effects and with lot of other things, it kind of feels like stakes are at high, like at risk or something like that. But but manga doesn't do that, because I feel it's just like you reading it and then going with the flow, and then but I don't know, that's just how I feel. I don't know if it is true with you guys too. Like at least with Kitty, she has read and seen both, right? So I felt that was a bit more expressive compared to manga. So yeah. So
I think that can happen in manga. It just didn't happen here, but that goes into showing and not telling. Like have panels that are no text, that are just atmosphere. Like show us the world and the environment. Like you can build that up. It might make the manga a little bit longer visually or more panels or something, but it is possible to, like you're saying, what happened in the anime of like building that tension and that atmosphere without being info dumpy.
Yep. Someone says yes, makes perfect sense. The plot is really good, but it started randomly. If they had a little backstory which makes us understand and resonate with the character better. I mean, totally, but I feel it is to do with the way mangaka writes too, and how he brings us the stakes. Because even though we don't have the backstory for like certain mangas, we still feel the stakes are high. Like, you can see the desperation of the main character, and see, like, emotions. I don't know if that is total making sense, but backstory, yes, definitely needed. But then I feel to do with more the style in which the mangaka writes. Yep, definitely. Pacing wasn't good. Yep. So, what did you guys rate the 3 volumes?
The thing is with manga, I have a hard time rating individual volumes, especially if I kind of like read them all in succession quickly. Especially for this one, but I think I would go maybe 3.5 stars, and then for the first 2, and then maybe 4 stars for the last one.
I give the first one 2 stars, and then the other 2, volume 2, 3 stars, and then volume 3, 3 stars.
Let's say I felt the stakes were high by context clues, but I was on volume 3 and didn't know why I should care. I mean, totally. Like, she says, cause I didn't know the character's true motivation. True, that is actually true, because if you see now, I realize I know he's after the main guy, but then he's just going on these random missions to reach to the guy. I get that, but then I don't know. It's weird. Like I'm like, his true motivation is the guy. That's it. I get that, but then other demons and other things, he has to go and complete his Demon Slayer Corporation task as well, which I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, why? Like, he can just like, I don't know. He can just go with the flow and just like find the guy on his own. I mean,
Also, on that same similar thing, when they get to the city, right? So we assume, because we don't know any more information, that the year Nezuko was sleeping, whatever, she didn't attack her brother because she was sleeping, and then like there was barely any people around, right? She had the muzzle. Okay, fine. But then they get to the city, and she could just like be around all these people that smell like what she wants to eat and what she's been starving for a whole year, and just be like, I can walk around the city, no problem. Like, I was like, what?
Yeah, that, and also one more thing I realized. How did he know with just the smell that guy was the one who attacked his sister? He had no visual representation. He has nothing about him. And how did... Okay, I know he smelled. He would have probably smelled him in the house, but then
That's what I'm saying. It would have been better if it was like, oh, okay, this, if we had more context, like, oh, I remember this guy's smell because he distinctly smelled like, I don't know, eucalyptus and cinnamon, like something really specific.
he smelled distinctly.
Yeah, like give us a description, like, oh, he smelled like rotten eggs. I don't know. And then he happens to smell that for the first time. I don't know.
Yeah, honestly, same. My rating system is awful when it comes to manga. It's so unfair for like everything else.
I literally
Honestly
just base it on
speaking,
like
same. The volume, this rating star varies depending on the volume, because if I'm totally invested in a volume, I'll definitely give it a 5-star. But then, see, the first volume of this series, I gave it 3 because I was really like the anime, so I was like, I was enjoying. But with volume 2, it was super bad because I was literally finding every single loophole there. I was like, this is definitely not my thing, so I just gave it 2-star. And then the last volume, it kind of got interesting, even though I knew what is gonna go, but then it was interesting, so I gave it 3 stars. So that's how I rated it. Like, it's weird for me as well.
Oh yeah, for me at this point, like rating is just how I vibe with the book for that session.
Honestly, if it just hadn't been smell, if it had just been totally, but then he just says, I can smell him. I can smell the demon. And I'm like, okay, in animation, I did not pay attention. As I told you, in anime, I was not paying attention at all. And in manga, I'm like, what the heck? Like, this doesn't make sense. Totally doesn't make sense. And I kind of felt there were like sexism also. Like, it was really sexist at times when the ghost guy who helps him like cut the boulder, he's like, be a man, got thing, you can't do this, you can't. I'm like, excuse me, like, what do you mean by like be a man? Like, this doesn't, like, I didn't like that. I didn't like that.
Does the anime zoom on his nose?
No, I wouldn't be surprised if it did. I don't remember it. But I would not be surprised
I think so it does at times. I think so it does at times. But I don't remember totally because I didn't pay attention that closely in the anime. I was like,
because like as you're watching, you're like, yeah, okay, at this point, sure, he smells a demon. So that zoom in just phases you and you forget it. It goes to the background. But then like Rachel's point, I was like, that would be kind of weird if it did. And you're like, huh. Now I gotta go back and watch it to see if there is.
Okay, guys, do you have any final? Yeah,
I was just gonna add real quick. Like, I agree with Rachel though. It would make more sense to me if his ability to sense people was connected to a sixth sense, because then potentially it could connect to like how can he control water or fire, like whatever, all these other like elementally things he's doing with his sword, which we didn't get an explanation for. It's like, okay, if there's a connection between his ability to control these like special powers and his ability to sense demons, then I can suspend some belief. Like, okay, we don't have an explanation, but there's a connection here somewhere. Like, give me an Easter egg or whatever. But no, it's like, no, I can control all of us, and I have super nose. Like, okay.
Honestly, that was Sixth Sense would have been good. Like we would have felt more interest. I felt that would have been so much more interesting, and then that area could have been explored so much more better. I feel then it could it could have given more of that shonen protagonist vibes, because this didn't give at all. Like, okay, I get it. Yeah, he's powerful. Yeah, he's this, that, but there was no edge to him. He just had these random powers that there was no explanation about. So, I mean, okay, fine. So, do you guys want to go on to Given? Any other thoughts you have regarding Demon Slayer?
Good.
Thoughts for Demon Slayer, I would definitely say, I think it was Rachel who said it, where you kind of just have to zone out while you're reading it and not think about anything logically. That's the kind of mode you really have to go into for this series, especially as it goes on, because things get a bit fruitier at times, and you want to just judge it, but it's an enjoyable read if you just dumb your expectations down. And the anime, I think I just said it earlier, the art style is a very unique one. So if you're interested in different art forms and styles for animes, it'll be a good one to watch for sure. The characters are very enjoyable, and the plot or the background stories do eventually come out later on, unfortunately. And it is a bit of a more rush style still, but at least you'll get that kind of indulgence. So yeah, I would say go into it heavily for the characters and the humor.
I feel going for it for just an relaxing, easy, chill vibe kind of thing. Just don't dissect each and everything, which we ended up doing. So yeah. So okay. So let's go on to Given and thoughts, guys. What were your initial thoughts going into it, and did it live up to your thoughts and expectation?
When I saw Given, I thought at first, I'm like, I think this is a horror manga. I got it mixed up with something else, another that is a scary one. And I went to, I'm like, okay, maybe it's that thing. I'm like, oh, it's about a band. Oh, it's yaoi. Okay, very different vibe than what I initially thought. But yeah, that's exactly, Rachel. It was cute, and it was very different from what the Demon Slayer was for sure.
Mm-hmm. This one actually made me, I didn't know there was an anime pre until you mentioned it in the Discord. And then I was like, okay, I'm actually more interested in this manga, got me more interested in watching the anime.
Yeah.
Just because of the music aspect. I think I said this in the Discord too, that it's so really hard to hear.
It's so good, Steph. I cried. Okay, so I have a lot to talk about. Okay, just a minute. I'll just Given is Okay, so what happened? I knew Given was. I actually got to know Given because of someone, and I was like, oh, it's kind of good. And then I even heard people talk about it. So I was like, yeah, I mean, I want to read it, so why not? And Given wasn't exactly a popular anime or manga, I would say. So I was like, okay, I mean, I can choose that. I definitely want to read it. So I was like, okay, let's go. And oh my god, the first volume was so cute. I mean, it was really good. I really enjoyed it. So I was like, I want to watch the anime. And the anime was so good. I was like, it definitely deals with heavy topics. And I can still cry because the last episode is I'm not gonna spoil because it goes on ahead from the volume 1. And yes, volume 1 actually doesn't take doesn't bring out a lot of things. It is just build up of the whole thing going on. And yeah, so but it really interested me about the anime, so I ended up watching the anime, by the way, which has only 12 episodes and just one season. So, and even movies there, but anime was so good. I literally cried because of the last episode. It was so good. It was so good. And yep. So what did you?
Is it long or is it short? How long is the anime?
12 episodes. That's it.
Oh, that's short.
I know, 11 episodes. Sorry, it's very short and it's so good. It's really good. And oh no, okay, I'm messed up with the names and I can't pronounce them well, but Uno, the main guy with the black, like the guy who is in the band, right? He
Mhm.
was like, it was really like, even more than that, liked Sayo. Wait, what is the other guy's name?
I don't remember their
I think
names.
it
I
was
just remember.
Sato.
Sato, yes. So I found Sato so cute. Like, especially in the anime, they like show his eyes sparkle, like, when he'll be like super happy, like this sparkly. It's really cute. But yes, it deals with a lot of issues. Like, he has to come in terms with his emotions to do with a lot of things, and it's a good anime, and yeah, it's good. It's good. You guys should definitely give it a watch for the anime part.
Do they have their own songs? Like, you know how sometimes in animes they'll have a band featuring in it and they'll have like their own unique songs that they'll perform in it. Does it have any of those?
Yep.
Mm.
In there isn't like there's only one song which comes in the end, okay? But it's worth
Sorry,
it for the
my cat
last
is like,
episode.
what is your problem? Can you?
Aw.
She's like, I
Or somebody's
want
having cat issues.
She's attacking the computer. Sorry.
But
No, you're
they
good.
have one song which comes in the end. I think so. It's exclusive anime, like the anime song, but I'm not totally sure because I don't think so. I've ever heard it like that way. So, but it's really good. It's good. Like, the anime is worth it for the last episode, like the song and everything, because and also it's like, I don't know, I can't express how good it is, but yeah, anime was definitely really good. I am out of words totally. Sorry guys, I'm like clapping right now. But
No, you're good. You're enthusiastic. That's
I love
what we want.
I love your enthusiasm. I will agree with what Rachel said, though. I don't feel like much, like anything really memorable happened plot wise in the first manga.
Mhm.
Just like that, I really liked the characters and I thought that they were really cute. So that has me interested. And also, we were talking about the music, like reading the manga, they're playing music, but you don't really know what kind of music they're playing because we don't have any
Yeah, exactly.
way for that to translate. So I'm really curious to watch the anime to see how that translates and how that would like
That's
improve the experience.
Yep,
Yeah, like your experience.
that was the most important thing I wanted to watch, because I wanted to see the song. And by the way, I watched anime with one of my friends who just wrote the last episode is an explosion of emotions. It was really fun, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yep.
you were saying, Steph, like when you're like reading the manga, the closest thing you have to the music is like the music notes that they draw on the page. You're like, oh yeah, that really resonates with me. that evokes plenty of emotions within me seeing those couple squiggles. Yeah, I think the anime would be better for actually being able to hear everything that they're playing. Because I think at the beginning, Sato, when he was requested, it's like like play on the band to perform for him.
But
He's like,
Kitty,
something cool could
on
be
my side.
really
I can't hear what you just said.
Oh, okay. When I was band requests, they're like, he's like, oh, play something cool, and they're like, that could literally mean anything. And even when they do play something, it's like, okay, I don't know what anybody thinks. I don't know what their
I
music
would
tastes are at
definitely
all.
say one more thing, that in the anime, where they are showing the practice part, they just show it like in a B-roll kind of sort. They don't show it exactly. But then I would definitely say it's a worth watch for the last song, because I mean, I really enjoyed it. I mean, I was totally invested in the anime, because I was really curious, and then I read the manga, so I was more interested to see how this goes on, and then I kind of liked it. And I think so. There are only like 6 volumes out right now, so yeah, and seventh is gonna come out or something like that. Yeah.
Oh wait, the anime's done, but the manga's not done?
No, like I'm not sure till what volume it like goes on till, but that's why I think so. It has only 11 episodes, because wasn't much content, because like yeah, because anime has the whole thing in a different way. Like even though it follows the storyline, it has few added, like the way the storyline goes, it's a bit different compared to the manga, because the first volume itself takes 5 episodes. So I feel there's a lot of add-ons too. So yeah, I feel that is that. Or maybe there are not add-ons, they just like, put the whatever happens in volume 2 a bit more in the beginning. So I feel that would have been the thing. So what did you guys rate it?
I gotta check. I don't remember.
I think it was like a 3.5, maybe 3.5 or 4.
I think so. I gave it 4 or 4.5.
Right.
I think so. 4.5. 4.5.
Could be wrong. I don't remember. Hold
I'm
on.
also checking. I forgot to.
Oh, if you're on the Goodreads app, a good look. That thing was
I
really
gave it a
slow
3.
earlier.
Yeah, I gave it a 3.
Yeah, I give it a 4.
But if I had to, like, probably more of a 2.5, because that's like direct middle of the road. Like it was good. But yeah.
Yep. So, any final thoughts you guys have?
When I see Rachel here, also gave it a 2.
Wait, you gave 2.5 for star for this volume?
Rachel?
No, I mean you. How many stars did you give?
Me, I gave it a 3, but it's more of a
Okay.
2.5, rounded up.
Okay, cool. So, any thoughts and stuff?
I think if anything, for sure, I'd probably check out the anime instead of continuing on reading it at the very least, because I want my ears to be blessed with the sound of music.
Yeah.
Yes. I agree, especially if it's short. Like I'm always on the lookout for really short and sweet animes. Yep. Like I feel like there's a really nice point in which anime can be short and sweet, but then also be like dragging out. It's like there's two extremes. Either it's like really short and sweet, or it's like 400, 500 episodes. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, and then at least like 20% of it is all just like flashbacks, memories, filler episodes.
Zoom ins of noses, like.
I've seen these scenes like yesterday. I've been binge watching this all week. I don't need flashback scenes.
Exactly. Yep.
Cough, Attack on Titan. Sorry, not sorry. Okay.
Oh yeah. I'm deceased.
Oh, when we read that, I have some unpopular opinions.
I love that anime.
Oh, I have thoughts. We'll save that for another day.
Yeah, definitely.
Start the New Year's with an intense rant.
Intense.
Just get it all off your chest right at the beginning.
I would like to discuss that with you, Steph. I want to know. And I want to see if I can be convinced to hate that anime, though. I want to see.
It's been a while. I have to rewatch it and reread it, but
Steph, you're just gonna cry.
We could do what didn't Rachel do on your channel? Okay. Rachel, correct me. Was it like Simpson Salty?
Yeah, Simpson Salty.
We could do the Attack on Titan version.
I feel our host club should have this AOT thing because it's like super popular, and I feel even Rachel is enjoying it because she's reading and watching it currently. I'm not sure. So we rated it. We told it like initially that Steph rated it 2.5 and Kitty rated it 3 and I 3.5. Oh, sorry. And
3.5. Sorry.
Yeah, I rated it 4. So I think so. Let's wrap up the live. Any thoughts? Oh yeah, Rachel's. You're a hater too? Okay, I haven't read the manga, so I can't compare it, but I like the anime, so yeah. Okay, so let's wrap up the live. Thank you guys for joining us, and thank you guys for chatting with us. And we'll see you next time. I'll have the Discord link if you guys want to join our Discord. And up to the next time. We'll meet you on Kitty's channel, and bye, guys.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.
Thanks for
Take care.
coming.